don't think the tech would support that. All right, that's what friends are for. Here we go. Starting this from the beginning. Load everybody in. Texag, I mean, I find the intelligence one worse because if I can't use Arkira, I'm just like, let me use Arkira. But you know, it's fine. She also has a. Does she have a wisdom? No, yeah, it's the int that wrecks her. Got lots of constitution and wisdom. A Transformer on more back to the topic. A Transformers version of this would be neat. And when you collect them all, like the ones that are combiners, it changes their ultimate so they combine and do a group ultimate. Come on. Come on. Group ultimates would be great for this too, though. Let's be honest. Affiliation ultimates. Be neat. That'd be neat. Kingdoms of Amalur was a great game. Unfortunately, the person in charge of the studio was garbage, and yeah, they had a lot of talented people on that team. I know someone that worked on that team, and they were like, I think it was their first job out of art school, and it was a horror show. But Kingdoms of Amalur, I really enjoyed that game. It's really too bad. I mean, what kills most games is management not doing their job, just being bad at management decisions. So yeah, and that would nothing was more evident. I think just in terms of game studios lately, I mean, in a while than that. I mean, they just exploded in such a massive level that there's like, you know, lawsuits and stuff. So I'm gonna go chest. That's fine. I'm hoping for an early epic, but didn't get it. Or speed potions. Didn't get any of that. Yeah, herc work. I mean, a lot of it is just it's manipulation, and you learn the red flags. It's you can tell going in. It's like you know, we don't make people work more than 40 hours a week, but a lot of our employees do it because they're just passionate about what they do. Red flag. Red flag. Like nope, nope, nope. Like a lot of the companies they want people who will work basically extra for nothing because it's their passion. They love video games. No, no, and we don't design into crunch, but sometimes people just stay late to work on stuff to make sure everything's done on time. No, red flag, red flag. Um, Everything here is about finding the right culture fit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What? Mmm. That's like a dog whistle. That's not even a red flag. That's a dog whistle. Gotta be careful there. Gotta be real careful around that one. Mandatory overtime just to help out. Mm-mm. We're always hiring, and we're family. No, no, we're not family. We're not family, and if you're always hiring, then you have a high churn rate, and you should work on that because you're wasting a lot of money. You're wasting a lot of money. Because it costs money just to get person in the door and get them trained and get them up to speed. And so every time you churn someone, you're costing your company money. I mean, I don't even see. I don't like mandatory overtime. If people are okay with that, fine. But I don't like it because what that tells me is that they don't know how to schedule properly. They're not willing to just employ either schedule properly or just employ the right number of people to do the job. And overtime eventually is going to burn. People are going to burn out on overtime. And if they're okay burning you out, that's not okay, right? I have had so many bad jobs. Can you tell? Can you tell? Um, Woof. Oh yeah, scheduled everything. Yeah, I said, yeah. Basically, you have to have a lunch. So if you get people in and out the door before that, then you don't have to let them take a lunch. It depends on where you live, but yeah, the companies will hire based off that, or they'll hire. So they're like, we have lots of part-time employees. We're great because we let people have flexible schedules, and it's like, ooh, flexible schedule. Ask what that means. Is it flexible based on my decision, or flexible based off your decision? Like as the employer, because one of those is desirable, the other is not. Uh, And I have yet to work at a place where it's flexible based off my needs. It's always flexible based off theirs. Uh, and lots of part-time employees means we don't want to pay people benefits. Also, independent contractors, same problem. Yeah, it's like I said, you got to understand what's going on with overtime because showing up because there's an emergency that in our field means you need to be available. Like on call is effectively the thing, right? Like I know healthcare workers can be on call; they still have normal stuff, but if there's a major emergency, you might have to go in. That is more, you kind of know that going in. But that's different from well, you're scheduled for 40 hours a week, but we have mandatory overtime. You work 50. Like that's the oh no, no. Yeah, that's ridiculous, Pranali. That's not even that's not sustainable. So that's just another way people are like, well, we're just gonna turn employees. That's like during the start of the pandemic, like after post lock during the lockdown. That's when my mom basically got forced out of her job, like forced into early retirement. The option was you can either take early retirement with but we'll continue to pay you for a couple months, which was BS because they had to, because they had taken assistance from the government, so technically couldn't fire anybody, so they had to keep her on the payroll so that they wouldn't be breaching their government contract. Or you just keep working, but then once that period was over, you could get fired. But she was like, well, I'm just going to choose the early retirement because why go into work when I'm just going to make the same money sitting at home, which made sense. But then about 6 months later, 6 months to a year later, they started slowly hiring back up again. But they refused to hire anybody that had already worked there because they didn't want to. They didn't want to. They took that as an opportunity to be like, well, we unburdened ourselves of all of these established people, and sure, we're going to have to train new people, but we don't have to pay them. We have to pay them the same scale that they had earned over decades. Hate it. Can't stand it. I want that. I actively hope that company fails. Anytime I see bad stuff about them, I'm like, oh, I hope they go under. It's not that I want people to be out of work. It's just that they deserve it. What's the plan this weekend? I'm going to watch Formula One. What do you mean? Oh, you mean for the fluid? No, I'm waiting for that stuff. One of the packages is supposed to arrive today. The other two are supposed to arrive tomorrow. Wow, Pranali. Yeah, that's where you just kind of like, no, I'm not working here anymore. Um, yeah. My mom actually had somebody that she knew literally died on the job from from stress over work. Had a heart attack at work. Worked long past the normal retirement age because they couldn't afford to retire. Yeah, and that should have been a red flag to everybody, but it's one of the better employers in town, which tells you how bad the economy is, right? So sorry that happened to you. Yeah, employment is supposed to enable you to do all, provide you the money you need to go live your life and enjoy it. Employment isn't supposed to be your life. That's why I don't like when they're like, we're a family here. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to take care of me if I'm sick. You're not going to employ me forever. You say that because you want me to work and look past your flaws like we often do with family, but nope. Nope. We could be friends, maybe. Oh, how are you going to treat me? How are you going to treat me? How do you treat other people? Let's see. Let's see and go from there. Oh, pensions. Yeah. Pensions are so rare, though, but that's great that they, where you work has them, but. We need 450. We're not going to get there on stream, folks, but I feel like this is a walk in the park. I don't think it's going to be a big issue, but I believe is the sketching hour happening today? Could be a minute or two. Hopefully it is. If it is, we're gonna go raid the sketching hour. I'll keep an eye on that stream. What's way too much risk? Missed it. Oh. Oh. In exchange for a portion of your pay isn't good. No, that's not the pension I was thinking of. But yeah, like old school pensions, I feel like weren't like that. It was, I don't know. It was supposed to be a way that like the company invested money for you to be able to give you a retirement. But nowadays they just replace that with 401ks. But man, yeah, places don't really do that anymore. For lots of reasons. Mainly, people don't work places their entire life anymore. So, but my mom had earned a pension where she worked, or was on the way to, and then gave it up voluntarily along with a lot of employees to try to keep the company afloat when they were having an issue. Never got it back. They didn't give that back. So screw that stuff. We're gonna go raid the Cine games, but this was that's what friends are for. Tier 2. We're gonna be done with this. This will get finished on off stream, but no problem. We got damages. Is our cure or DPS? I don't know. Figure that out later. So we'll be back on Friday, and we'll do a deep run in Baldur's Gate in the Dead 3. Tomorrow I'll be over on the Cine Games channel for Gower's Guide to Everything Idle Champions. Join me there. And then I'll be in chat for Dev Insights later in the afternoon. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.